Welcome everybody to the two-man power trip, the black man starting the nerd lifestyle. I'm Nicholas, Mr. Go With Flow.
And I'm the man with the plan, Maurice.
And we're back with another edition of the Blerd By Nature Podcast. What's up?
What's good, buddy? What's good, bro?
Yeah, Black Anime Podcast number 202 in the building. We are back through not only just the technical difficulties of today, but the last couple of weeks between either you or me going through situations. So we back in the booth finally talking again.
Yeah, man. It's been an interesting couple of weeks.
Well, speaking on that, let's get into our vibe, guys, of the session, because we got about 3 weeks to cover over quick.
Wow.
So going back all the way to that weekend when you was having the issue. Let's go all the way back then.
I'm like Naruto. My memory doesn't go back that far. So you got
I know, yo, trying to scoop up back. It was when you was having the pain.
Oh, okay, yeah, nah. So yeah, I went to the ER just real quick because I felt a pain in my upper back, but it just turned out to be a back spasm. So nothing there. Just good.
Okay. At least, hey man, you got to check out the pains when the pains happen, and at least at the time you was working through it, so you was Gucci. You got the right medical personnel telling you what's up, so that's good.
Yeah, it was just lingering around all day. It just felt weird. So I said, let me go and just make sure there ain't nothing else.
So are you good now?
Oh yeah, I'm fine.
All right, solid. That's what's up. And just kind of what was like work session through all that stuff. Did the sharp pain hit you like while you was at work or anything like that?
It hit me in like the afternoon. So I wasn't really doing too much work. I had just finished my meetings for the day and blah blah blah. I think I was getting ready to just run to the store.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I was in the bathroom, just getting ready, wash face and all that stuff. And I'm like, okay, I was pain.
Yeah.
And that was in the morning. I ignored it because it wasn't like ouch. It wasn't hurting or anything like that. It was just lingering. Where it was, it just felt weird.
Yeah. You got up the next day, right?
Yeah. And like it was still there. It was just lingering.
Yeah. That's
weird. So I was like, okay, let me just go.
That's definitely the time to check out.
Yeah.
What the fuck's going on?
Yep. So I was like, let me just go.
Yeah. All right. So with that, I think on that thing, either that weekend or probably weekend after or something like that, that was when Comic-Con weekend was. I know in between the time it was definitely Comic-Con
it was actually that week.
Oh, okay.
It was that week.
Right. So while that was situated, it was trying to make sure you was all good. Comic-Con weekend was definitely happening, and I went for the Saturday, and then along came the captain, aka Kenya, my girlfriend, came for her first Comic-Con, and that was an experience all itself with that. Well,
yeah, y'all had a good time, I hope.
Yeah, so all right, so I was prepped up to wear something different all the way up to the point because leading up to me getting my Gambit cosplay together, I put in an order all the way to like August, like the middle of, I want to say before I even went for Elijah's wedding. I put in the order for the Gambit cosplay, and then they said it would take a certain number of weeks for a cosplay to get here. They was making it China, X, Y, and Z, but I put in fast shipping just in case for this very same scenario. Sometimes fast shipping works in a different blessed way, so I gave them like a solid month. I got the confirmation, and I got like the receipt order and everything that everything was placed off, and I paid whatever the high amount they wanted, so everything was good. I checked back with them within like the next month, like September 15 on the dot. I was like, all right, I haven't gotten any notifications on nothing, so like what's going on? So I get into the message conversation with the person. The person's like, oh, your money went through and the process went through, but it kind of got stuck through a situation. They thought that the pay didn't really go through for the payment, even though my money was gone. So they thought the payment didn't go through until I emailed them, and they checked back and it went through. So they started working on it in September 15th.
Oh boy.
So that's when shit became touchdown. And then it was like when I emailed them September 15th, then they also found out that the person who was making the boots originally had an issue with some COVID delays and breakdowns and stuff like that. So they was telling me at first they couldn't get me the boots. I had to substitute the boots something else. So I was like, okay, I mean, I already paid and stuff like that, so I want to see how ASAP. And then I was hoping it was gonna come around, and then they'd email me back like a day later talking about, okay, we can get you the boots. I was like, oh, all right, work that out. So they really didn't start anything until like September 8th. So It started to become trickled down as time was passing passing on by. So I just watched as the email flowed through, and then I just kept on tab. But like the time was coming quicker, so I'm like, okay, I'm not too sure about that. But then right on the dot, like a week prior, I want to say it was like Wednesday afternoon, I got the email that they had like the Wednesday, not the Wednesday a week before Comic-Con. I got a message that that said that they were finished with the design and everything, and they sent it out, and it was in fast shipping. So I kept thinking to myself, I was like, all right, I gotta make sure if I hear a message about it, maybe come like Monday through Wednesday of the following week, I was gonna prepare. I was gonna set up like for me to get a haircut like that Friday, and see how the week presented itself. By I want to say Monday, they were in Alaska with the package, and I was like, all right. And then I started like mapping out. I even like Google mapped it, how long it would take of a drive to get there, and the shit just said 3 days, and I was like, I don't know. And you know, packages sometimes always end up like, I don't know, shit like they promise at a certain time and a certain date, but I was just preparing for everything just in case. And then Wednesday came around, and they was like, the delivery is en route to go drop off later today, and I was like, oh shit, all right. So I could set up everything back in motion, but still, until it reaches your house directly, you're never giving it enough, drive or anything like that.
Yep, until you got it in your hands. Yep.
Exactly. So I set up everything along the lines of what should be coming in or whatnot, or just a haircut just in case, so I could go with like backup clothes. Like my backup idea was I was gonna go back in the Nightwing and the helmet again.
Okay.
So it was gonna be that as the backup, because my second backup fell through too, because I was supposed to get my my Moon Knight gym inspired gear. It was supposed to drop. It was supposed to be sent out a month prior, and then the place is in the middle of Tampa, so they got hit in the storm. So they had to throw everything back a bit. So by the time October rolled around, I double checked with them, and they said, all right, we're not sure if it gets sent out the time we expected. It was gonna start sending out like October 15th, and I was like, all right, that's way too late for Comic-Con. So my second plan was out, so I went straight to the backup of the Nightwing one just in case. But then by the time I came home Wednesday, I saw the big package there, and I was like, oh, all right, shit. So I got my shit ready, and that was gonna be the test run. Kenny came over that Friday, and she suited and booted me up. I already had the card already made by Peter, so that was already set in motion. And then Kenya came over and fixed me up like late into the night, like probably like 2 o'clock, and then we was fixing that all together. And yo, the 5 seconds that I was in the costume, I was melting because everything was super hot.
I can only imagine.
Yeah, like I was in there, and it was just a messy time that few seconds. But I was happy. The day later was a lot more, like the temperature dropped by 20 degrees, so that helped a lot for a whole bunch of different situations. So everything was good. Kenya had her outfit fixed to the nines, and then we went out. We took an Uber from the house all the way over there because he's kind of running late. I didn't put on everything, so nothing was crazy until I got there. Then I put on my only problem with the okay, I have two small issues with the cosplay in general. The vest itself is, even though everything is labeled in medium and everything's medium size, the vest is the only thing that came in small. But the thankful thing of like not being able to like exactly hook it is because of the coat. You'll never like believe, like you won't, like the coat makes up for everything. So the coat fixes that. And the boots is no issue. The boots actually fit. This is the most comfy shoes, the most comfy cosplay shoe shit I've ever wore. I walked from Javits Center to Legends that night in the boots. I never took off shoes. I brought extra clothes and shoes just in case, but I never took off the boots. The boots didn't start giving me a problem until like I was walking home later that night, and I was at that point I was wearing it for like about 7 hours.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah, exactly. It's mad comfy on the inside. Like you stick your shoes in there, and there's like mad extra padding and stuff like that. Like whoever made the boots, shout outs to you, because you was considerate in this cosplay game. They make sure you could walk around and shit. So I'm very happy with that. That one didn't, because of because of my passion karate and my thigh and my calves. That shit ain't. It's for that shit. The boots going all the way up is made for like normal legs. My calves block all that shit, so it don't zip all the way up. But I could walk just fine in that, so that was perfectly fine. But the worst part about the shit that I actually need help putting on is the headgear part, and the headgear squeezes your head so much, and it's not like sized out to any portion. They just kind of take a guess on it. So you put that on, and within like literally I hooked that on, and even though it was cool, it took about a solid 10 minutes, and I started sweating through that shit. So I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna wear this straight through. Once it started becoming unbearable, I took that shit off, and everything was perfectly fine. Like, people were still coming up to me. They realized I was Gambit. They saw the card, they saw the staff, they saw everything else. So it was not even deep. So most likely, if I ever go out with that shit again, I keep it to the side. But honestly, I just rock with everything else.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
But the cosplay was popping. Shout out to Peter, the Sentai Fountain of Knowledge, because he was helping us through the whole shit. He made sure the card was fixed into the arm perfectly. He was around me, him and his Shang-Chi get up. He was chilling. We was vibing. We was walking all over the shit. I'm sad that by the time me and Kenya got there, we missed out on seeing his girlfriend. So it was mad funny. We came in and we was ready to meet up with them, and then like I walked around. Peter found us, but then at that time his girlfriend just left, and I was like, what the fuck? I know. So we just missed out on her. But the event in general was great. Kenya was superstar because even though I was cosplayed to the nine, she dressed up as Little Mermaid, and her makeup was on point. She made herself look like she was the mixture between like the actual mermaid back in like if you got the fish scales on point and everything, and then she had the mini skirt, and she was working everything. All the colors was on point. So everybody that came up to her, whether they wanted a photo or just a shout out how good her makeup was. The funniest key moment of the freaking day was me and Peter talking, and we was trying to see about something, and I turned around and she was gone, and then I turned a certain corner and I saw, and somebody was taking like high quality photos of us. So I was like, oh, all right, you got it. At that point, I was like, all right, so you superstar. So
Gambit who?
Exactly. So Gambit and Shang-Chi who? Like we was brushed off to the side. But I mean, that proved my point, because going in there, she wasn't too sure on how her makeup or how her cosplay was coming together. I was like, you look phenomenal. When we went in there, it was a big proof. So there you go. And that's kind of how you want your first Comic-Con to turn out. Because at first, I was telling her not to stress. Like, you don't need to cosplay if that wasn't like the main aim. You could walk around, you could chill, stuff like that. But she was adamant. She definitely wanted to cosplay. So I let her. She rocked with it. She didn't even tell me what it was gonna be until she put it together. She was like, "You're gonna assume," and I'm like, "Yeah, I have nothing in mind. I'm just figuring out what I'm doing in my." So when she put that all together, and we went out. That shit was fire. And honestly, Comic-Con, man, it was a lot easier than the stresses of Anime NYC. You walk around. It wasn't as claustrophobic, even to like serious situations. Like, mad people was there, but it was like people got area. People go around and shit like that. It wasn't even that stressful. And I went on a Saturday. That's the big thing.
Yeah, it is.
It felt less congested in a situation than Anime NYC. And from a lot of my friends in the community and shit like that, they saying this shit is invigorated. They're wanting to go back to cons and shit like that. So all I gotta say is Anime NYC, you gotta do better, because I don't know how shit reversed. Niggas used to hate Comic-Con. Now they back in that shit, and niggas is having a tough time with Anime NYC. Like, what's going on, y'all? What's going on?
That has me very concerned about next month.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, what is going on, bro? And then we gonna talk more about Anime NYC with some situation going on, because I don't know. We'll talk about that shit in nerdy. But yeah, how was your weekend for that? Because we saw you for Legends, so at least I know by that at that point.
You know, it was just a chill weekend. I missed not being able to go to Comic-Con.
Yeah,
that's this is my first year actually not going since I started going. So that kind of sucked. But other than that, the weekend was fine. Like I said, I chilled out. I met up with you guys at Legends. Had a good time.
Yeah. Well, Legends survived.
Yeah. Other than that, the week was just another work week.
Yeah. Any stressful stuff at work?
Always, but that week was alright. It was okay.
So since we're looking towards like the holiday season and stuff like that, are you guys which is it starting to hit the even though it's the crazier towards like crazier about the finish season, or it's about like it's starting to hit crazy and then it's gonna calm down?
No, busy season is just about to begin.
Damn, just starting.
Yep.
Damn, that's shit.
Yep. So there's all kinds of projects and things going around and blah blah blah. All the stuff that comes with busy. So
all right, big smash that shit. That Sunday also it was my aunt's birthday celebration. So me and Kenya was we was dressed up. What the first day we was dressed up in nerd and fun gear, and then the next we was dressed up to go out to fancy dinner and shit like that. So we was doing the hopping backwards.
That's good. Yep. The many faces.
Yep. So as a result for that, I'm pretty sure between the weather changing X, Y, and Z and all that other shit, I'm pretty sure that probably that and allergies and everything. New season came in and fucked me up to that degree going into the following Thursday. That's why we didn't get bored. I just could not rock with nothing.
Fall came in like a wrecking ball, and it's like, hey,
Facts,
buddy.
Facts. That Wednesday, I was having a tough time. Oh yeah. I don't even think I told you. So a new person started at the job, and that Wednesday when I was starting to feel the sick hit me. That's when I got a new trainee. So the trainee is with me from then all the way till November 11th. So I got a new trainee. But because of my experience with the past trainee, I got all these PDFs and all this shit worked out like detail by detail. Mm-hmm. And this new person takes a like a good level of formatting notes and shit like that. So I took like a couple of days and told her like what to do, and now she's literally on all practice mode till like November. So if she fumbles the first exam, I don't know what to tell you, because I literally gave her every blueprint to the point. Or from day one, she made explicit notes and goes over and reviews after our sessions and stuff like that. And she's with me from like 1 to 3:30, and I leave at 4:30.
Oh wow!
So she's on full practice mode of like everything I got. We're just waiting for a few other practice modes, but she's grasping the shit. So that's as far as that go. But like, yeah, the Wednesday, the first day when they emailed me that I had a trainee coming in, and I had the heavy sniffles and I was sneezing the room and shit. I was like, yo, y'all picked the worst day to start me on this fucking trainee. I was trying to talk to her, but I was also trying to like hide my face good, even though I had the mask at the same time, because I was having a whole situation. And then I was trying to work out to help that shit. And by Thursday, I was out of commission for that solid day. And then Friday, at least I could get back to work, kind of.
Wow. Okay, so you got a new trainee. Okay,
yep,
that's good. That's good. What kind of sensei are you? Are you a Kakashi? Are you a Jiraiya?
I'm gonna give you the information all in dump at first, and then once practice session comes along, I'm just there, and I'll point out when you start making the fumbles, because you got the notes. I showed you how the shit was done, and then once you go piece by piece, I'll like answer your questions, or I'll let you know when you fumbling. But other than that, I'm at that point, once you have all the notes and you write your notes down and you start doing piece by piece, I'm just in the corner wait for a fumble to happen, and then I'll let you know.
You sound like the third with your crystal ball.
No, third is nowhere. Third is nowhere to be found. Third is nowhere to be found. At least I'm there in the room. I'd say more Kakashi.
All right.
Cause just like how he be in his book, by the time I finish the session with you and you start your stuff, I'm on my phone and I'm looking up. I'm looking up for when you fumble, and then if you fumble, I'll give you the answers and shit like that, and then you go further on. So far, she's doing good. So
that's good. That's great.
She's doing faster, and she's doing faster than, because the last girl was like she made it seem like she was knowing everything, even though I was giving her like practice sessions and everything. She fumbled everything, so I don't know, man.
Okay.
At least it's going Gucci. So that's kind of work for the most part that's been going down with me on my end. It's literally just been my usual stuff in the morning, and then just everything training. So that's gonna be me until mid-November.
Cool. So grandma and the crew ain't show up again?
If grandma and the crew showed up again, it would have been something dealing with probably their situation. Funny enough though, it's after a while of not being in the booth, they had like 2 situations where I finally went back in the booth just so I could figure out how to touch the button, because now that they have they have the new fucking button that tells people to stay in line and come to window, whichever window you're flashing thing. And that was the first time I was in there. They started setting that shit up when I stopped going to the booth. Now they sent me to the booth in dire emergency situations, and like people called out like one day, so I had to cover the booth for about a solid 2 hours. And when I walked in there, they was like, yo, how you feel being back and shit like that. The only thing I asked, I was like, what do I push to get the shit working? That's all I asked. And then after that, I was back to normal. After I found out about that button, I was like, all right, Gucci. Because I used to be yelling. I used to be hollering. I'd be like, you go, next. But now I'm pushing that button like a motherfucker. Once niggas come up to me, I'd be like, if you didn't hear the button, if you didn't hear the go to window 1, I ain't talking to you right now. Shit. I'm working this button, man. Shit.
Oh man,
I didn't get my chance with the button. Now I get the button, nigga.
Oh man,
shit.
That's too funny.
So beside that, those are the two new things pretty much for the new part. So beside that, on the vibe, guys. Other than that, we had our anniversaries pass by so far. Or like the 2 out of the 3 anniversaries have hit us so far. So we had our 2-year anniversary of starting this podcast just in general. So I guess that's why the Gremlins showed up today, because they just wanted to say what up. So we had 2 years on the 15th of starting the podcast in general, and then today of the 20th, it would have been it's our 1-year anniversary of dropping the trailer to get people ready and let these niggas know that we was about to be up in the space.
Man, the Gremlins returned on a good note. They tried to stop this travesty of justice. I understand Gremlins. I'm on Team Gremlins tonight.
All right, we'll get to that point when you hit the point. But yeah, I think you got any more vibe, guys?
Nah, like I said, everything else has just been standard stuff, except for us celebrating us.
Yeah, pretty much. So, all right, so we can shift into off the cuff. And I got a spicy one for off the cuff this week, because this was one I've been stewing over for a while. So brought to us by Black Morpher Podcast. This was a discussion that they had on their recent episode, and I just wanted to bring it up because now it's started to steamball into another effect that happened over this course of like all the breaks and stuff we was taking and shit like that. But I wanted to talk to you on your opinion with the situations of employee versus company or union versus company when it comes to these situations that's happening with voice actors specifically. Now, one case we have with the Mob Psycho dub issue where we have the main guy who plays Mob, who he wanted to argue for like higher pay and stuff like that in his Crunchyroll situation, and he was with a union that was representing him, and he was let go of Crunchyroll because he's in this union and they didn't want to deal with like union situations or union actors, so they replaced him. And that was the controversy going into the first episode of the dub, because we wasn't gonna hear the guy who did the dub voice of Mob for the original 2 seasons, and they kicked him out because he's now union and they didn't want to deal with that, so they just recast him for the 3rd season, which ironically coincides with the next situation that goes out with the situation happening with Bayonetta 3, which I don't know what the fuck is going on with 3s now, but Bayonetta 1 and 2 had the situation with the voice actor Helena, who by the 3rd game she came out with a video like about I want to say 1 or 2 weeks ago that she was saying what had happened. There was a trailer that came out like a couple months ago that proved the fact that Helena wasn't coming back with her original voice in Bayonetta 3 as she had in 1 and 2 and all in Smash Brothers and everything. She had like a specific kind of alluring voice that kind of made the character all its own. And then like 2 weeks ago, she came out with a whole video lambasting the company about how they wanted her to really do all the voice work for the entire game, and they were gonna only pay her $4,000, and that's lowballing in her community and what her record is and what her worth is just in general. So what they decided to do, since she didn't take the offer, is just to replace her voice completely and get I think Jennifer Hale to do the new voice. And now she came out with this whole situation. We was asking the question from before, why did she not come back? And this was her like big grandiose response. And in record of that, both her and the actor who did Mob, they were setting out kind of a boycott against the situation, like a boycott or they're just trying to get a meeting of a discussion for Crunchyroll. And then the Bayonetta voice actor was trying to boycott for people who are waiting for Bayonetta 3, which ironically and crazy enough, the game is coming out in like 8 days. And this situation happening all in the snowball effect of October is crazy. So I just want to get what's your thoughts on this kind of situation, like employees versus company, union versus company, voice actor situation, just the situation. I mean, did you hear anything of these situations going on?
Not in these in particular, but the situation itself is not new. It happened in other industries. Unions have been under attack for quite a while now here. In regards to that, in like collective bargaining agreements, companies don't want employees to have any type of power whatsoever. They feel the unions have gotten too big, and it's a general problem across the board. So in regards to voice actors, that's why they don't want to deal with it. They do not want to have you as the employee to have any type of power whatsoever. And we've seen the BS in other industries, and that's what it is. It's BS. Right? They don't want to pay you what you're worth. They want to try to lowball you, all the corporate BS.
And then when it comes, that's the union one. That's the side with the Mob Psycho and the dub for Crunchyroll. Now, what about the situation with Bayonetta, which I don't know. I do not know. I don't think the situation is union nonetheless, but it was definitely. What's your thoughts of her trying to like talk her worth, and then the situation that she said that it started out with her being paid $4K to do the entire game, and then the situation started to snowball in itself because then they got information to find out that they offered her actually $15,000. What's the issue on still? I mean, a lot of people are still saying that's lowball for all the past work experience and everything that she accustomed to and stuff like that. So it's like, where do you stand on people calling her out for the first video on the situation lying, and then the lowball? What's the situation like? Do you side on one? Feel like it's a nuance of double-sided of the situation? Like, what do you think?
Yeah, so on the case of that one, if she was offered fair pay for her work, that's one thing. If she was lowballed, that's a complete different story. Now, considering what she is in the industry, what she feels is fair and what they offer could be two different things.
Because voice actors have come out to say that might be Zenny a little greedy. I mean, a lot of people is getting paid like different situation. And then also keep in mind she called for a boycott of the game.
You're doing a lot.
Especially messing with other people's money now. Like imagine like you now Jennifer Hale has come out obviously to in the side of opposition because now you fucking with her money.
And that's why I'm like, if you felt you weren't getting what you were worth, that's one thing. You have the option to not do it. On the other side, if that's if they're paying you what the industry standard is for someone with your experience and so forth and so on, and you felt like you deserved more, that's a conversation you could have with them. And if you guys couldn't agree, then you couldn't agree. That's just business.
Exactly. That's what that side I kind of lean on that as well. Like I get they lowballing you, but at the same time, fans have been waiting Bayonetta 3 for like years in multiple situations for this all to snowball in like the bottom ninth of the game coming out. Like all of this shit happened in October, and for this all to happen when people was waiting for years for this game to drop, especially when it was a couple of months ago that the trailer where they explained that the voice was changed dropped. So for all of this shit to come out the same month that the game is already coming out, calling for a boycott is kind of crazy.
No, now I'm wondering if it's a situation where you started working, you trying to get more money, or this was what you agreed upon.
I mean, that's why it started going left the second it was like she made the whole video about she saying that she was only offered for 4K, and then for it to come out with official facts that you was offered actually 15, and that was never a part of the video that you let out and told people, kind of threw the message straight out the window.
That's kind of spending out. Like I said, if you guys agreed upon something and you started to do the work, something that you want to switch it up, you gotta uphold to the contract and agreement you made. But if this was a discussion in the beginning and you guys didn't come to an agreement and you just said, okay, I'm not doing it, that's different. But it sounds like it was the former where they agreed on the price, she did the work and she wanted more, and I guess she tried to renegotiate or whatever, and they said no, this is in the contract, and then she went and blew up on the whole thing. If that is the case, that's kind of shady.
It is. And then at the same time, it's just the mere fact that at any point in time, I feel like we hit the word boycott a lot, and it feels like you at the end of the day with boycotting in a situation, it kind of feels like it spins around to the point where it's like a lot of things just constantly get boycotted for a weird.
So I'm like, in regards to a boycott, usually I take it as if something was done wrong, somebody did something bad. If this is the case of where you guys negotiated something and you didn't like what was negotiated and you're trying to strong arm and do all that, I'm not with you.
Also, it's kind of wild if you boycott under the situation of like one person getting hurt in this situation. When you boycott the game, you're pretty much hurting everybody that's ever worked on the game,
right? Because all the time.
What about the other voice actors?
The voice actors, the people that do the graphics, all that stuff that's already been done already, and you're saying, hey, boycott this game. You're costing them money too.
Even you making this stance and
the
saying
art directors,
the story,
all that stuff.
And it took them forever to try and get navigate this process of getting this game out. So you lowballing it in any kind of way could cost them like future projects and whatever they try to do further. Like what if niggas wanted a Bayonetta 4? Like this is steamrolling into some pile of shit. Like I talked to Ronjay about this yesterday. He was giving me some other information about Twitter situations and people getting tossed off of Twitter and shit with calling her out and X, Y, and Z and a whole bunch of other stuff that started the steam ball into effect, and it just turned around to a whole big mess of shit.
Right, because I'm like, all of this is stuff you should have discussed and worked out before you even began voice work.
Yeah.
So if you have beef now with something you negotiated, that's on you. You should have dealt with that when you first began negotiating.
Yeah. Those are the hot off-cuff discussion situation now, because it's a steamrolling effect when it comes to voice act going now, especially like high profiler stuff. Like I'm starting to see situations of voice acting or become prominent like this. It's obviously been happening for a while in situations, but it's starting to become more prominent in like higher level voice acting or people who are more familiar with voice now.
Yeah, I'm like, you honor your agreements.
Yeah.
If you happen to feel you deserve more or you need more, then you renegotiate that with your future project. But if you agreed to something beforehand and there hasn't been any type of drastic change would force that type of renegotiation, then you honor your agreement. That's just business.
At the end of the day, that's it. Business be business.
Yeah.
All right. So that closes on off the cuff discussion this week. Now going into reboot news and nerd news in general, we got a ton of stuff that I'm gonna run. So the last few podcasts we was talking about it, but by now, and I mean we're on episode 2 of it so far, but we can finally say it and everybody knows about it. But I mean, at the end of the day, we knew Bleach was gonna get owned by that mouse.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going somewhere completely different.
What you thought I was talking about?
I thought you was going to talk about They That Shall Be Not Be Named.
Oh, no. Nothing. If that shit, what am I talking about? They worked on episode 2 now?
That's what I was like. I'm
not gonna lie. There's the inklings of CW ain't dying so fast, because there's a lot of shows that still having their strong stands in 2023. They ain't getting died out yet, and I don't know what's happening. I don't know if the merger's still going through or what's happening, but CW's still trying to fight for their life.
That's why I was like, hold up, where you going with this co-host?
Mm-hmm. But yeah, no, Bleach is nonstop, owned by the mouse, and not a damn thing censored. So everybody that was worried somehow for some reason that something was gonna get censored off of Disney Plus or Hulu or anything like that, nah, it's bloody.
Yeah, we got all the good blood. I was like, okay,
motherfucker, bloody to up and down. So yeah,
they had no, I can't. I don't want to say that on air because maybe nobody watched the first episode, so I'm not gonna say nothing more on that.
But nah, that shit crazy. That's it. The return of Bleach has been the big hype. Like October has been feeding us super well.
Oh yeah, and that theme is the new Bleach theme is fire.
Yep. Shit, some of these news go all the way back. I don't even know if we want to talk about you saw all the information going out on Wakanda Forever in the trailers, everything that's hit so far.
Just about. I think I probably missed a couple things.
Like the second trailer that came out that specifically showed well, we didn't see who was under the Black Panther, but we all kind of assumed at this point.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that last trailer and stuff like that. But everything's looking fire going in. I mean, it's not like we ain't not going to see the movie or something. Like it was a given. It was a given with that. But at the time I wrote that up, that I think the trailer probably had just dropped.
Okay.
10/3, the beginning of October was celebrating the culmination of 2 different fandoms. It was Full Metal Alchemist and Mean Girls coming together. They both have the similar situation that happens on October 3rd. So for years, people have been making the merging memes that happen, like the situation of the shit that happens on either Pink Day or the day the kids lost their mother and they made the sacrifice. Like, it's a crazy dynamic between the two, but it's just a fun thing that just merges the shit together.
Right. It was I was like, what days? Oh no, we don't talk about that day.
Yeah, pretty much. It's a wild kind of dichotomy of that, but it's like it's the fandom that merges the never forget, and that shit just merged together. So that's just funny in general. McDonald's, you have you partaken in your adult Happy Meal yet?
No, I have not.
All them cactus too. I'm not gonna lie, after I bought my shit, I was surprised because I thought they was giving us some boo-boo. The toys actually stand quality and stuff like that, and they fit towards my my Rogue of whatever on the desktop. So that shit turned out pretty good. I'm telling you, this was a gold mine for McDonald's in like a specialty department, because you never know what toy you could be getting, and people could buy up a $17 meal all the way to the point of searching for this shit. shit. So that's that. And then I'm hearing like people on eBay wilding again. They got specific toys, so they going on eBay selling that shit for like $10K.
Yeah, there's always gonna be scalpers somewhere.
Exactly. So everybody's gonna harp on that situation. But shout outs to McDonald's, like once in a blue moon, actually being smart and dropping some decisions. So they making their money now. They got the pail buckets now. They got all the nostalgic shit to pull everybody back in. If nobody was talking about McDonald's from before, they out here in the zeitgeist. And then when they have us in the palm of their hand, one day eventually we're gonna get the snack wraps.
Man, they need to stop playing to bring back the snack wraps already.
Nah, bro, they making they money hand over fist with this adult bullshit now, because that shit was sold out for a hot minute in different areas. So I'm like, they making their money now. Once that shit, because it's a limited time, once that and the payoff start to go away, they gonna finally be nice and throw the snack wraps some way, because they know they already making bread hand over fist. So they gonna like, why we gonna drop something else? Like, we gonna wait, we gonna let the conversation die down, then they gonna hit us with that shit and be like, you gonna forget anything out there. No 4 for 4s, no 3 for 3s, no none of that shit. McDonald's back at the number one conversation again. They gonna wait until they got their levels of disrespect. That's why they like, Wendy can talk all this shit on Twitter. We got the snack wrap. Once we drop that, they gonna forget all about your boo boo shit.
Well, they need to hurry up.
Yeah,
Time's crap.
Next on the docket, we got so you saw, I mean, everybody had to have seen the Naruto new animation for their 20th anniversary. The shit that they was doing, the nice fire ass animation stuff where they re-up the quality on Naruto and Naruto Shippuden stuff. What was your thoughts on that?
I did see bits of it and I like what I saw.
Yeah, shit was nice. There was people asking for them to do the entire series over. And I'm like, it's still, I feel in general that shit is way too early to do an entire Naruto reboot with no or like all getting rid of the fillers in the nice quality and stuff like that. I don't even know if they can keep that shit up week in, week out. So I don't know if y'all looking for that, and then y'all gonna have episodes that start looking like doo-doo because they couldn't keep the quality up every week. Like, I feel like it's too early for Naruto to do a whole reboot, and then they fucking got Boruto over here.
And I'm annoyed it's leaving Netflix at the end of the month. I don't like that.
It is? Damn.
Yes.
Shit. Shout outs to us doing the episode before that shit, because them niggas them niggas pulled the hooey on us when we started this podcast originally, because he's trying to do all the Power Rangers kind of situation from Netflix, and they pulled the rug right under us. So shout outs to us doing Naruto and getting that shit out the way before we had to go searching for that shit elsewhere.
Yep, because I've been watching back from the beginning. It's like, yeah, leaving Netflix October 31st. The last day to watch is October 31st. I was like, ain't this a...
Yeah, I guess they adding something. It must be in for a penny, in for a pound, because they must be adding something extra monumental to replace Naruto. Maybe they finally getting Black Clover on that shit, because they announced that the movie is hitting Netflix, but I'm like, if you a Netflix head and you just see this Black Clover movie, you gonna miss out on like 100 something other episodes. So I feel like if they gonna replace Naruto, they should replace Naruto with Magic Naruto. Yup.
They said Magic Naruto. Oh man.
Listen, we will hit that when Kimari come around, because his episode is episode 1 and 2 on Black Clover. So we gonna talk about Magic Naruto. Don't worry about that. Shit, maybe we'll be lucky by the time, if he hits Netflix, by the time we ready to do this next guest episode, we're gonna be popped. So that's gonna be
okay, that's what's up.
And then not only that, we had everybody having an anniversary around this time. Anniversary was also for the iconic Forever Red episode. I think it was the 20-year anniversary of, we got Forever Red and Naruto and in the same year. That's crazy.
Yeah,
but
that's crazy.
Yeah, 20-year anniversary of Forever Red episode of Power Rangers.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, 20 years ago, the Forever Red episode. We hit all them marquee moments, all them Red Rangers. It's a collaboration that damn sure, I mean, that was a USA exclusive put together and all that shit, and they bodied that shit.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I know. And the mere fact of thinking of how that shit came together and everything, how it's damn, I still wish low key that they made that shit a movie. Like, the plan out was to make that shit a movie and go further with the idea of the organization and taking that shit further, season stuff like that. Like, I feel like that would have been fire, but just a movie in general, that shit, having that shit extended and more like interactions between the high-end Red Rangers at the time, that shit would have fire.
No, you definitely right, because that had been wild. That was crazy.
And iconically, I mean, that's the last time we gonna see Austin St. John and Jason David Frank and like together in a scene, like working together at all.
Oh boy.
That's I'm pretty guaranteed guarantee that is the last time from then till now. Going further is the last time. The last time.
Sober.
And they was peacocking each other through that whole shit, so you knew something was bubbling up. Because they was like, damn, son, it looked like Jason can't make it for that shit. Then he pulled up. Nigga said, you can't have a party without Original Red. I was like, oh. And you see Tommy in the back stool, and he's like, man, I'll take some shit. What you mean? And then he pulled up. He pulled up like he was waiting for this moment all his life to show up. Tommy, once again, he was like, I'm never gonna forget you replaced me as leader. So I'ma show up and I'ma show that I'm the special nigga because I'm the top nigga here.
Right? He was like, listen, son, I ain't forget.
Niggas, it's that meme that always goes around how Tommy was talking to him and he was talking to a group and he was like, you guys gotta understand when a 10 is talking. And then you look over to Jason David Frank, he's like, first off, I'm an 11, but I'm gonna let you talk.
Right?
I'm like, alright, so big ball. But Forever Red will always be the iconic and shit. So shout outs to Ryan, aka Lord 69. He got me that photo signed off by Wes on that shit. So that's still a beautiful photo. Forever Red is that iconic. Yep. So after that we got the Mario trailer. So Super Mario trailer, you know, the controversy, the whole situation that gone down. Everybody's voice sounded nice until you got to Mario and Chris Pratt itself. So what's your thought?
You know what? The voice didn't bother me. It honestly don't.
The voice, I mean, I didn't expect him to have the voice and the keep up of the language straight through like the whole film. I didn't expect like a whole Charles and his Italian accent going off like the entire film. But it's just funny to me how like it did just sound like Chris Pratt did not try. Like that's the thing. It just sounded like, I mean, further past this teaser, maybe a trailer, we can like hear him try something else, but it legit sounded like he went into the booth and just did nothing. And it's funny because everybody's posting out that video of him saying, yeah, I spent all this time, I spent 6 months with a voice dialect. No, that's what he said before this teaser shit dropped. He was like, Mario's so important to me. And the way he said Koopa in that video, it sounded like he was trying to say something else in some derogatory word. He was like, yeah, I always spent Mario and I always spent my time jumping on Koopas. It took so long to process the word Koopa. And then he was like, I'm working with a voice dialect. I've been with him working for 6 months to get his voice in order. And then when the teaser came out, everybody was hyped. Yo, Jack Black, amazing. Keegan-Michael Key doing all the voice for Toad and the Penguins. That shit fire. Then we get to fucking Mario, and it's like this nigga came, he woke up in the morning, went to the studio and said, it's me, Mario. I was like, nigga, you didn't try at all.
I don't know if we're going to have another Sonic situation on our hands.
That is fine. Him doing his voice is perfectly fine because multiple people have done Sonic and Sonic's just that devious voice and stuff like that, like a Kid Nature and shit like that. That's perfectly fine to me. Mario in a long-standing discussion format shit like that, that's not just woo, woohoo, woohoo, flying off and shit like that. Like that would have been a different situation altogether. But it's just the mere fact that it sounds like Chris Pratt just ain't tried. That's the funniest shit to me. Like it did just sound like he didn't try not one fuck.
Now you know what's funny? I'm trying to think about this. What is an Italian plumber supposed to sound like?
I don't know. But the mere fact that this nigga sat there and was talking about, I got a voice dialect that works out a perfect whatever accent I'm supposed to like. It just sounded like he needed to work on it sounding at least not like completely like Chris Pratt just went in the booth and just talked like Chris Pratt.
Oh man.
But like that's just funny. I mean, at least like Jack Black doing Bowser was Jack Black in like it was a fusion of, you definitely know this is Jack Black, but him being intimidated like he's supposed to be a monster or something like that. I don't know what the hell Chris Pratt was working on, but the nigga was bullshitting throughout.
I think he came into the booth for the wrong thing.
Probably. Or
he was like, oh, what, this is what? This is not. Oh shit.
He like, damn, this is Mario. Fuck it, keep it. I'm still getting paid, right?
He's like, what you mean it to me? Oh shit.
Okay. So
they gave me the wrong script. Damn it.
Oh, he said, well, be what it be.
Like, all right, I'm gonna do my best. I'm gonna do the best I can.
They probably did 100 takes, and it was like, damn, this nigga not getting any better with his accent. Fuck it.
It's like, man, listen. They're like, yo, you need give me a plumber, any plumber, cause this ain't it.
Shit, he didn't even give a plumber's accent. I don't know, bro. He ain't trying nothing, man.
You fixing this sink? Come here. Yeah, I'm gonna need you to read these lines real quick.
Facts. He was like, yo, is there any way to fuse his voice in with this guy, this plumber guy that we just came to fix? Like, anything at all, guys?
Like, I'm just here to fix the sink. I don't know what all this going on here. This is what I signed up for.
Shit a mess. All right, so moving forward, we got so the further news on that we heard, continuing on the story with what happened to Takahashi, the creator of Yu-Gi-Oh, the manga and the series and everything. We found out further confirmation that he died an absolute hero because there was a situation that happened, and the reason he was out there swimming was he saved actually 3 people before he got like swept away by the water and stuff like that. And one of the people he was going for was a child, so he saved a child and some folk. He went into a whole lifeguard mode and started jumping in, started saving people until he legit could not anymore, and then got swept up. So he 100% died a hero. So it's even more tragic.
Yeah, much respect to him. That's
big respect. Saving children and people and all the trying to hop in multiple times to save people. It's crazy. It's crazy how many people get swept up by the ocean and die heroes' death, because this is reminding me so much of Shad Gaspar.
Exactly. I was like, oh man.
And these wasn't even his own children. It was just him jumping in to save children in general. Save children, save people. Like, damn, what a way to go and shit like that. It's so that's on his legacy. He is a great hero. And then crazy enough, it's side by side with the thing in Yu-Gi-Oh that I'll probably bring up like next week in season 2 and shit like that. It's like art becoming reality in so many contexts of this shit. Like, he knew exactly what to do because he wrote this shit.
That's in hindsight, yeah, that's crazy.
We will talk about that next week with the season 2 situation, but like, man, that shit's crazy looking at.
Ooh, we got interesting stuff for that episode.
Yep. So next on the docket, we got that Barney doc. Yo, so you seen them 2 episodes, right?
Yeah, I did.
What's your quick thoughts on that Barney doc?
These people need to get a life. This bullshit.
Jeez, I don't know. Grown people sometimes have too much time on their hands. What is up with this society on doing the anti shit and gotta destroy shit and we gotta be mad and angry about that shit and creating all kinds of group that shit look like it's like a gateway to go into some supremacist group down the line.
I knew it was wild back then, but I did not know it went to that extreme. I'm like, bruh,
that was such a dark look on the 90s like rebellion culture in general, because that just looks stupid.
I'm like, really? Y'all going this hard?
You know
Barney?
Yeah, and you know the doc.
I'm like, really?
You know the Barney doc was wild when they had a former white supremacist on there talking about guys wild. Like, I never thought the words Barney and former white Nazi supremacists coming on the shit would ever be a thing that is a mixture to put together, but that was incredibly nuts. I heard that, and at that point, I turned around to my mother and I was like, bro, who on this? For Barney?
And I'm like, wow. I was just like, son, the level of just like, what the
yeah, the manifesto when they created saying the evil manifestation that is Barney. Like, I was like,
yo, that took me out.
Yeah, I think it's been too much. And what had me dying was when they put the cease and desist order, but they was like, yo, we a bunch of college kids, we don't even got money. I was like, bro, why y'all doing all this shit in the first place? It's y'all fault. If they take y'all to court, that's 100% on y'all for being assholes.
I'm like, y'all couldn't find nothing else to rebel against with Barney? I'm like, what?
They was in college. Do your work. What the fuck? Like, I know y'all wasn't doing this for no class. Like, what like, bro, come on, bro. Y'all acting like y'all don't got nothing else to do.
I'm like, there was plenty of stuff going on that y'all could have rebelled against at the time, but y'all picked Barney.
That Barney doc. If y'all want something to watch, go to Peacock. It's only 2 episodes. 2 hours solid. Y'all go through all the history of Barney, which is the weirdest thing. Barney was a pivotal thing in the 90s. Then it cut off at 2010, and then it feels like it just disappeared in the zeitgeist. Like, I feel like nobody got it in full on a streaming service that strongly. Like, they have it in divided pieces, and then out of all the things that get rebooted or fixed into different cartoons or different animations and shit like that, nobody's in the conversation with Barney. Like, Barney just cut off in 2010 after being bought in them companies and becoming more company than ever, and then it lost its flavor. Barney like died out, and then there's no talks of reboots, even though they rebooted everything under the fucking sun, which is a shock to me.
Because them haters are old men now and women out there controlling things, still with their Barney hate, probably.
Which they talked about in the documentary. They said these are the poor excuses of motherfuckers that's gonna grow up to run the country. And now look at it going, because all of them, because Jordan white, whatever.
Yeah, that tells you you see the fruits of the beat. You see the fruits of everything.
Did you see much of any, if any, people color in those circles?
No, you didn't.
Why? And the funny part about it is, you saw the people of color that was picked on all them years for being there for Barney. So Barney was definitely more for the people of color and growing up and showing you how to work out your issues and all that other shit. But then on the flip side, you got all these deranged white folk, part of rebellion culture, doing all this extra shit, and then you're like, yeah, you know exactly where this is going.
Man, it's wild.
Yeah, people banked off all that shit. Even the guy who created do you remember the part in the doc where the guy who created it saying he's having a hard time in life now because of the shit he did? And I just yelled karma through that shit. I was like, bro, you having a hard time? That sounds like karma on your ass. God got a sense of humor.
You talking about the dude in the wheelchair?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like,
No. Was the second dude in the wheelchair? It was that white guy that I don't know if he was in the wheelchair, but he was definitely walking with a cane or something like that. He said he had an alcohol addiction, that all of the shit that stressed him out, that was like he was banking on it and making all that money back in the day. He feeling all kinds of shit, like he has all these problems that he's trying to work through now, which he was trying to learn through Barney, which he was all against, all hating Barney back in the day, but now he feeling all the pain and suffering of all that shit coming back on him. I was like, nah, that's karma, bro.
Yeah, I think that was the other guy, and yeah, you notice that all of them ain't doing too good. I'm like, wow.
That's how these 90 documentaries go, man. You a child star, and then once you leave the child star space, it all starts to affect you in different kinds of ways and shit like that. Like, look at what happened to old girl's son, and how he got caught up in that situation. Like, that shit crazy.
Yeah, that's why I said I'll be the one. I don't never want fame. Just give me the money.
Yes, absolutely. Because I don't know, like, once you become a suit, like, it's hard to. That's why it's so hard for people to have careers and be like spotlighting in things. Like, the lady created this show just to be something positively for her child, and this thing brought her away from her child, and she was becoming like a mother to many people over the country, and then it started to have all kinds of neglection that happened to her own child, and it was a trickle down effect. She left the show just to be more with her child, and then shit started to just snowball, and he started getting paranoid, and it's crazy how shit just flips on itself, man.
It's that price of fame. It comes with a cost.
It comes with a heavy cost, and that shit crazy.
That's why I said, let me be rich and not nobody know who the heck I am.
In fact, Ghostface out. That's why all these manga could be out here with like masks and shit like that. And then they was talking about they want to put a new law in legislation that mangakas can't hide under their pseudo names. Like the mangaka names that we know them as sometimes isn't their real names. And now they want to force the mangakas out here to have their real names showed out and have their locations being brought out. I was like, you know how crazy fandoms are?
Yep. No, thank you.
That's gonna be, and I'm gonna follow up with that with the final news of that night. But real quick, we got like 3 more. Trigun dropped a new trailer about the Stampede, and there's one noticeable thing missing from the trailer, because we're seeing all these other characters, but everybody's pointing out for it. Did you see the second trailer?
No, I didn't see the second trailer.
Yeah, okay, just to let you know, man, you go through that trailer, and I know we had our Trigun episode, but we ran through that trailer, and there's no Millie.
No Millie with the blicky?
Yeah, no Millie at all. And I wonder why. Very curious to wonder why. We see her partner. We see various Meiji characters throughout the history of Trigun. We talking about characters that I don't know what the timeline is of Kaibot. I don't know, man. I don't know why Millie's not.
So Millie's MIA, just like another character in another show that just came back recently.
I don't know, man. I don't know. So
interesting.
Maybe she's gonna be showing up as a plot line. Maybe something down the line. But I mean, it was just seeing her partner without her was a big sus. We'll follow.
Eyebrows raised.
Exactly. I mean, the animation is starting to look like the 3D CG is starting to come together. It's not too bad and stuff like that. So at least that's starting to work itself out. But like once one issue starts to close itself, another one pops up, and that's a wild.
Indeed.
Yep.
Man, indeed.
Yep. So once again, DC down bad. DC down bad. The head guy that was doing all the Justice League and all that shit, he finally resigned. So he's out of there. They keep talking more about them having scripts ready for Flash 2, which makes it feels like Ezra Miller is never gonna pay for the shit that he caused in war crimes for a solid like 2 years. So they are. It sounds like they trying to cook up whatever. They trying to bank on everything being into the Flash movie, because the reviews so far for this Black Adam, even though we're gonna see and make our own opinions about it, the views are not good.
Like I said, DC is just trying to just call it wash. Just call it a wash.
They was trying to bank on The Rock, and even The Rock can't save him right now. And Jesus, you know how bad that sounds.
Listen, if The Rock can't save you, then yeah, you're in some D-ish.
The Rock pulled up the Fast and Furious franchise when it was just straight about cars and bringing it to the superhero era. So I mean, he's one to try and bank on to make their money, but damn man, shit failed.
Listen, that Discovery merger has done a number on them.
Yep, continue to do so. Everything's. I didn't even want to add another DC down bad story, but then it just keeps happening every week.
Listen, that's been the theme of the year.
I'm telling you, after 2022 is over, they do not want to hear 2022 ever again. Right. DC never want to hear that shit, man.
Right? Maybe they'll have their redemption arc in 2023.
That's honestly that. 2022 for them is COVID. like that's just everybody was down bad. The layoffs and everything. They had to let go of the president of all their movies and shit like that. At least the animated shit is still on point. I mean, the Batman and Superman Super Sons movie was. I saw it. That shit dropped on the 18th. I saw it on Monday. The shit was fun. It was a fun movie. So they animated shit still on point.
That's good.
But to play devil's advocate, WB and DC has been down bad so bad that their animation department has been going down. They feel animation is a liability, and now nobody wants to work for their animation because they get canned by the second. To the point that everybody's saying Cartoon Network is pretty much almost dead.
Yeah, I'm seeing that. I'm like
R.I.P. and everything, all the way to the point that their own Twitter had to make out a post that said, "We not dead. We celebrating 30 years." But everybody's like, "Nah, we see the writing on the wall, big dog."
Yeah, I'm like, listen, hey, House of Mouse, listen, we know you got money.
Damn, Disney about to buy
Cartoon Network needs some saving.
I never thought I would see the motherfucker. Disney about to buy their own triple reign competition. If Disney ever touched Nickelodeon and Cartoon Network, that's when I know my childhood is a big burst. Because that's insane to my thought.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. But yeah, between that and the final story, the final nerd news of the night is Isayama's coming to Anime NYC, and it's not going to be any of the days we chose. He's going to be there Friday and Saturday. We're going to be there Sunday, but fuck. But yeah, the Mr. Rumbling himself, Mr. Cause You All the Pain and Suffering through Attack on Titan, Mr. Attack on Titan, making his, this nigga don't even pop out for nothing in Japan. For this nigga to make his first appearance, that has me both on the level of worry and intrigue, because this is the biggest guest they could get in probably anime and manga wise, because this nigga don't do nothing. This nigga just leaves Suffering out and then hide in his corner, and then you'll probably get like a note from him once or two in a blue moon. But Isayama coming here all the way to Anime NYC is a big baller move. For that nigga to come here, that shit's dangerous, because his fandom is a bunch of people who is insane and knows a lot of crazy shit, and a lot of people who suffer through a lot of pain. So I know his line's gonna be a mile long, but I don't know how that shit gonna go. Weebs can be crazy sometimes. I don't know, man.
They can be. I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing we don't see him.
Yeah.
I got some questions for him.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we all 100%. But he gonna be out by the time we show up. He gonna be gone. That ain't fair. At this point, why didn't you do the whole weekend, bro?
Right.
Sheesh. But nah, yeah. So Isayama coming. Everybody go meet up with Isayama. Try and leave him alone.
Go ask all the hard hitting questions.
Ask all the hard hitting questions, but don't hit him with some hard hitting fists, please. No, don't try him through your pain and suffering. I know he caused a lot of stress through the manga and the anime all together, but big dog, man, y'all gonna have to let him rock.
Yeah, don't go Eren Yeager on him.
Yeah, don't go Eren Yeager to the point where he punched out that old girl when she was in mid transformation. Don't do that. Don't do that. I can already tell the man is extremely social awkward. Like just let it rock. He will talk. Whatever setup they got for him. If you're gonna be in the panel, hear him talk or with a translator and all that shit, let him rock, because this is gonna be a scary situation. I trapped into a situation full of an Attack on Titan fan base where the guys there who caused all the suffering and the pain sounds like a bad time in general.
Man, imagine everybody in that audience in uniform.
Oh no! And this shit, and this series goes into a lot of like German iconography and shit like that. Like it's very iffy on what the hell we could get the fandom. Niggas is crazy,
right? Like oh snap, it's the Jaegerists. Oh shit.
Yeah, no, we do. Yeah, this could. I mean, one side genocide's all about. Genocide. I don't know, big dog. I don't know. You sure you want to be in New York City for this, boy?
Right.
Like, the announcement was crazy, and I just had to talk about it. But that's the end of Nerd and Reap. So that's a stack of that because we've been gone so long. We had to catch up on a whole bunch.
Hope I don't see nothing ding-dinging on the Citizen app.
Yo. All right, we're going to talk about it real quick. That ain't got nothing to do with nothing, but we're going to talk about it. So, some dude was around hopping in a ninja costume. You big dog, you kind of early for everything. You either early or late. You were early for Halloween. You early for Anime NYC. You late for Comic-Con. Like, big dog, what are you doing? What are you doing in the village, hidden under the Tim, hidden under the brim, hidden under the 40 ounce, hidden under, like, what are you doing, man? What are you doing?
Right, I tell you, we really are in Gotham City.
Dead ass. That was yo, somebody lost a Foot Clan member. What's going on? Oh no! News report should have been lost Foot Clan member running around trying to find Shredder and the Turtles.
Listen, Master Splinter, you need to get this under control. We can't be dealing with the foot soldiers too. We still in the pandemic, man.
Bro, where is the TMNT when you need them? Why are we talking about the police? Where's the Turtles?
Shoot, where's Batman? Oh, never mind, DC.
Yeah, down bad. They probably already fired him. Shit crazy. Shit is crazy. Shit is crazy. Someone send Isayama like a screenshot of that and be like, if you come into New York City, that may be your scenario.
Listen, DC down so bad, Wayne Enterprises out of money. That's messed up, man. Batman can't afford to be Batman no more.
Wayne Enterprises is broke, bro.
Oh man.
I think Peacemaker and the Batman was the only positives they had.
Wow.
Yeah, like if we talking DC, I think that's their only positive. They started the year off fire with the John Cena and Peacemaker, and then they got to Batman in March, and after that, oh shit went down. Everything died. Everything died. Everything fuck died because the Ezra Miller shit started to pick up, and everything down bad. Everything down. Everything after Batman, everything.
Wow. Listen, if we see Cena back on the WWE anytime soon, we know DC really down bad.
Big dog. I'm just waiting for that Peacemaker season whenever they're ready. I was there. So, anyways,
on Discovery Max.
At this point, only thing that survived all of that slaughtering is AEW. That's it. Honestly, AEW laughing in all the pain because they the only motherfuckers going up. Everybody else under HBO Max banner is dying.
They're at home.
Niggas cross all the allegations, every problem that they about to live their best streaming life.
Discovery, like, what's this blip over here? Oh, it's wrestling. Oh, nah, that blip is doing too many blipping things. Now we gotta take care of that too. Hold on, we'll be right back.
Hey, I got it.
Oh, that's what's up.
All right, so there you go. So we got more people for Sunday. All right, people, be litty out here. Got Anime NYC. If y'all want to see our boy Blerd By Nature and all his, surfing glory and shit like that, we gonna be in our shenanigans for the Sunday chill day. We gonna enjoy it.
Yeah, we are. We gonna have
look like that's all we gonna try in school because it sounds like them first 2 days y'all niggas gonna be lit.
For real, y'all gonna be good. We gonna get in there like, okay. We gonna get
what's left. We're gonna be in there like what's left. What we got? What's up? But yeah, anyway, all right. This is to my co-host's chagrin. It's time for the main event. The main event segment, we back again with Black Morpher Power, down with BMP. We're going to be doing the final when it comes to concoctions of the different Power Ranger series we have done. This is the final on probably the American side and stuff like that. After that, we'll be cooking up with more stuff. But we're doing Power Ranger Samurai episode 1 and 2.
Listen, y'all, I tried every plan possible to get out of this. I even tried teaming up with the Gremlins, and here we are.
He was working harder than this than Turbo, so I kind of suggest this. What is this? This is high on your hated mark?
Man.
Is this worse than Turbo?
Yeah.
Honestly, Turbo's the series.
Oh yeah, honestly, I don't know.
That's the spicy. I finally found the quintessential one that is probably. I mean, even Ghost said you could have gotten a laugh at it, but this one sounded like it was poison to the brain. Sound like this is your Operation Overdrive to this. So let's get into it. Power Ranger Samurai. I got some fast facts. Let's go into this. An American children TV series on the Sentai Note and everything. 18th Power Ranger series season, 33rd Sentai series Samurai Sentai Shinkenger, 2 seasons, 45 episodes Super and regular Samurai. Saban and Nickelodeon merge project, going from February 2011 to December 2012. Return to a new age of Power Rangers. Team of Rangers try to fight an enemy of monsters bent on drowning the world and ending civilization. So let's go into episode 1, Origins Part 1, because I already know off the bat you ain't sniff out a note for this shit at all. So we could just step straight into the episode.
I actually do have one.
Oh shit! Okay, go ahead. This is first on the note.
So when we meet him, we'll discuss him a little bit. But the person that plays Master G was Emperor Grum in SPD.
Oh yes. That was that. I remind. Yes. Okay, at least. Well,
I tried.
Yeah, because I was like, that's at least they got something for your space. There you go. You got to give that man. You love the Space 12. They said we gonna bring him in. We're gonna make Emperor Grum a good guy.
Oh, listen, I rock with SPD. So,
do you like SPD Samurai?
No. Well, you know what? I ain't got no beef with Master G, but we'll get into that.
All right. Yes.
So the show opens. We get some narration about how centuries ago in Japan, Nilak monsters invaded the world, but samurai warriors defeated them with power symbols passed down from parent to child. And then we got today. The evil Nilak has risen again and planned to flood the earth. Luckily, a new group of heroes stand in their way. They are the Power Rangers Samurai. Yep. And I was like, oh boy, this is like Ninja Steel all over again.
You narrate the hell out of that shit. You like, damn, this already kind of feels dry, but whatever. I mean, and the worst part about it is this was the big return of Power Rangers. Power Rangers had taken a break off TV. They had just done the reboot of Mighty Morphin and shit like that, and they was getting all that shit out of the way. And Saban finally said, "We're back, new Power Ranger time. Here you go, guys. After all the time waited and shit like that, here is your new Ranger."
And so the next thing we see a kid playing hide and seek, and the narrator comes back talking about saying that there's a gap, is an entryway between the netherworld and our world.
Anyway, there's a gap, they can pop up like a boogeyman.
Yep, he tells them do not peek in, and of course the little kid just goes ahead and peek in. The Nilots come through and they attack the kid.
Yep, that's horror movie vibe.
Yep, and then we see this little red thing attack the Nilots, and we get our first intro to Master G, who gets the kid to safety. Yep. And then we get our intro to JD, who transforms. Not Smith. Who transforms into or morphs into the Red Samurai, and he proceeded to fight the Nilots and wash them.
Yep, they make a point that he is the 18th leader, master, going along mere fact that they want.
And then right after that, we get the intro.
Yes, thoughts.
You know what? I'm tired of them or using the go-go theme.
No, this was the epitome of the start of them. This is when they had no shame in their game anymore. This was the very beginning where they started to use the go-go theme in a rebooted time, and this was the epitome of the worst of it.
Right, all of that. I'm tired of them. This was the beginning of the BS. I'm tired of them using the OG go-go theme to prop up these second-rate Power Rangers. I ain't with it.
This was we call the worst of the worst. This was them trying. It's shit. They should have went with a new song. Stop. Just stop.
Right? You couldn't come up with something
for Samurai under the fucking y'all had the freaking what the guitar thing that they play in the back and shit like that. Like you had something else. Y'all could have did something else. Just because it was the return of the Power Rangers and they just rebooted Mighty Morphin doesn't mean come back with Mighty Morphin theme in a samurai getup. Like guys, don't. Can we stop? Y'all can come up with new songs.
Shoot, you could at least remix the Ninja Storm theme or something.
Right, yeah, right. They want to ruin that too?
Rather that than the slow bowl of go destruction that they're trying to do here.
It was going to ruin both regardless.
Yep. So after we get our intro, Jaden powers down after, washing the Nilots. And him and Master G have a talk. G tells him how he's proud of him and that he's ready to lead a team in the battle. Jaden's basically like, no, I'm used to fighting alone. I don't want to get nobody hurt. And G is like, listen, the Nilots are getting stronger. They're coming more and more each day. And if Master Zandred wakes up, it's going to be a problem.
Can we talk about for a second? Boy, I don't know what direction they are giving these new Power Rangers, especially the Red Ranger. But between Jade and y'all niggas is the driest motherfuckers ever to act. What is going on? Put some emphasis in your dialogue. What are y'all doing behind the camera? Especially, Saban, I blame y'all. Y'all not telling these guys to inference, like act like something. I get a stoically. But Jesus Christ, guys, they deliver it so dry, and these are supposed to be the main core of your story. What's going on? Why can't they talk?
Plank from Ed and Eddie has more personality
than
this guy.
Ass, bro. These
I do not like this guy at all as an actor. I don't know if it's the writing, I don't know if it's the direction, but this guy is terrible.
Yours is Jaden, mine. It's gonna be these niggas, man. I don't know. These are some boring ass Red Rangers, man. They are at the bottom of the barrel for me. We are watching the worst of the worst when it comes to Red Rangers.
Yes, and he says as dry as possible. If the Nilots come, I'll fight them. And
dude, I'm not behind you. This is not a Captain America speech. You suck.
And I'm just like, I don't like him already. He's very cocky and not a good way.
He's how you cocky with no expression? How how you dry cocky? Like what?
Yeah, I'm like, I'm just sitting here like, bruh. So basically, G tells him basically don't underestimate the power of Master Xandred if he wakes up. Yep. So after that,
we go to the Nightlock, which are fish, which is specifically since they're on a boat and everybody stuck together and shit like that. You see that they're the fish-like creatures. That's what we working to see, fish-like creatures.
Yep. And so here we get our first intro to Octoroot, Dayu, and Master Xandred. So Master Xandred at this point, he's just getting up. He's going on about all he had to endure, and he's like, at least I got rid of them Samurai Power Rangers. Boy. And then Octoroot had to break the news to him like, yo, nah, they survived, and he is livid.
See, at least Xandred got some personality. Shit, like, boy, if you got me all the way on the villain side, then yeah. I mean, charismatic villains is one thing that Power Rangers does for at least for the epitome of the series. They know what's up with villain side. But damn, son, y'all got a match. Y'all got to give me something here.
Right, and then so after that, we get our intro to Toya, and Master, he came in all happy like, yeah, the Master's back, the boss is back, we about to party up, and Master Xandred is not here for any of his BS.
No,
at all. So after that, we get our intro to Kevin and his pops. Kevin's a swimmer, and basically his pops was telling him that he was gonna wish him luck on his final meet, and Kevin's like, huh? And then he tells him that Master G reached out to him and told him the time is near, and he gives him the blue dragon origami, and he tells him, he's like, hey, you won't be alone, as there are others that are waiting to call. So at that point, we get our intro to Mio, who has a pink origami, Mike, who has the green origami, and Emily, who has the yellow origami. Yep. So at this point, next thing we know, Toya and some Nightlock pop through the city, wreaking havoc, doing what bad guys do, and back at what I'll call Samurai HQ, the alarms start going off, and basically G tells Jaden that, yo, Master Xandred must have woke up. See, that's what I was telling you about.
Yep, he said, I told you. Didn't I tell you what I tell you when I told you?
He's like, yo, these Nightlocs right out here are stronger than the other ones before. He's like, listen, you need to go get your team and go fight them.
Time to call up the other.
So Master G done shot out some arrows, and we see the arrows of the various colors landing near the Rangers, and they're like, they know what's up. They know
the call, yeah. They stopped everything, and they knew what was up the second shit came down.
Yep. And then after all that, Jaden was like, are you sure I'm ready to lead and all that? He's like, yeah, remember what your pops told you? And then we get a flashback of Jaden and his pops giving him the red origami and telling him, no, uphold the honor of the samurai. So at that point, after that, Jaden said he's ready to lead. He summons a horse using his drawing samuraizer, and then he rides up on the horse, yelling samurai forever. So at this point, Toya is causing destruction, wondering where the samurai rangers are. He's like, all right, I'm gonna blow up these cars. That should get their attention. Yep. So next thing we see, all the rangers meet up for the first time. So we see first Kevin pops up to the car because he sees that he recognizes the symbol.
Yep.
And he pulls down the thing, and he's like, oh, I know the Red Ranger was a girl. So he was talking to
Mia.
It was Mia, because he said she said no, I'm the Pink Ranger.
Yep.
And he's like, oh, okay. He's like, alrighty then. So then the Yellow Ranger pulls up. That's Emily. She's like, are you the Red Ranger? Yep. He's like, nah, I'm yellow. And then Mike pulls up. It's like, nope, I'm green. And then here come Mr. Cardboard himself on a horse.
And they big height. Jake came in a horse in the lamest way of saying I'm the Red Ranger.
Yes, he did. And then he goes to give this speech that I didn't believe for a second.
He is trying to be Captain America with like no charisma, like an Optimus Prime speech with no energy. Like, bro, what is going on?
None whatsoever. I'm like, if he would have gave me that speech, I'd have been like, nah, bro, you can keep this. This ain't it.
Jaden also pressing them on if they ready and stuff like that. They all been training since they was kids. So I don't know what you're talking about. If they ready, they knew the call.
Right, we here. So at this point, we see the Nightlocs and Toya terrorizing the people, and then we see the Rangers show up in their samurai uniforms, and then they morph. Yep. Now, what blew my mind is that the monster sat there and waited for them to draw all these symbols to do this whole morphing sequence.
You know the code. The niggas ain't gonna break the code.
Normally, they show us the sequence in like a slow motion, so we know it doesn't take the Rangers that long to morph. Usually, SBD, they showed us in real time how fast they can actually morph. These dudes are literally painting symbols. If I was the bad guys, I would have blew them up right then and there.
They said, we know the credo, we know the call, so let them do it. Yeah, nice symbol. Seeing all the colors last round up there. Like, all right.
Right, so the Rangers and the Nightlocs fight, and eventually the Rangers beat the Nightlocs.
Yep. Oh, and I think the putties is named Moogers.
This season. Loogies or something like that.
Loogies was the other niggas. These are Moogers. Moogers and Loogies. That's the worst. That's the worst sets of putties.
This is horrible. horrible. Oh my goodness, bro.
Boogers and robbers.
Yeah, this is just so bad. Right? So at this point, they beat the we'll call them, I don't know, we're gonna call them squid putties. I don't know.
Whatever. But out of this fight, I could already tell the person I'm gonna like the most is Mike.
Yes.
The most. He is literally the who's carrying a load on this entire show is Mike.
He's the only one with a personality.
Mike, I love from these 2 episodes. I'm gonna honestly say right off the bat, Mike, I love because he is trying his hardest.
Yes, bruh's the only one showing any real personality, and I'm like, what is going on?
Dude, he is trying his best. He's like, I am going to get all back from unions. They're going to like me. They're gonna make sure they stick with me because I don't know you motherfuckers. You guys are not it.
Listen, Mike trying to save the series. He tried to.
Mike said, I came here for a purpose. I'm trying to get multiple seasons and get return from the reunion and shit like that. I don't know about y'all, but I'm trying to green forever.
They picked the wrong person to be the Red Ranger. That's all I'm saying.
Shit, I wouldn't mind if Mike was red with the same story.
Right? So at this point, they beat up all the goons, and Toya went and got big, and so they called on the Zords. I'm like, okay, all right, yep. I'm with it. I'm like, okay, I like this Zords. So at this point, they're fighting Toya with the Zords. And
Jaden was the one that informed them all about all this extra shit. He was the one. He was playing like the option mode in video games. He was basically the manual guide because he was telling them once you cut them in half and they destroy, they got a second form, so they're gonna be big and stuff like that. So call on the Megazord and all this other shit. Like he was catching everybody up on shit.
Yeah, so they fight them with their individual Zords.
Yep.
Fighting Toya, giving them the work.
Yeah, and they origamis.
Yep. And eventually they topple Toya.
Yeah, they didn't even need to fuse for Megazord for this shit.
Nah,
they just took him down.
They just took him down.
I said the Zords, the way how they have them looking, they all look like that Robo Dog from the 2000s.
I'm not wrong.
They all look like the motherfucking Robo Dog, man.
Oh man,
these designs, Robo Dog.
Yeah, you can tell where they cut corners it.
Yeah, 100%.
And so at that point, they won the battle and they're happy, and they're still cardboard cutouts safe for Mike.
Yeah, team handled easy, and
right.
They're big thankful of. Oh, that's another thing. The team was when I'm telling you they was hyping up absolutely nothing. They was hyping the shit out of Jaden. They was like, Jaden's such a fantastic Red Ranger. Jaden is so cool.
For real.
I was like, big dog. They sounded like they had no hope without Jaden. They was like, oh my god, Jaden is so amazing. Jaden is this, Jaden is that. I was like, Jaden don't even got a fucking personality. What y'all giving him all this love for?
Right? I'm like, Jaden is trash. Get him out of here.
But yeah, they go after they finish the fight. They go off to meet G, they master.
Mm-hmm.
Get the introduction to G.
Well, at least G has a personality too.
Oh yeah, and they do a call to arms, and that kind of finishes out the episode.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. So final impression for me, I said this is absolutely the most cut and dry Power Rangers series start ever. While being super, the team dynamic, they came together with a story that they was all trained at least, so it wasn't like niggas just fell into this shit and they get handed this shit or something like that. Like they trained beforehand, but they all trained to be like some homie hoppers. Like they trained all individually all these years to come together and then just gawk over the Red Ranger. I'm like, bruh, come on, like what the villains got way more personality than these cardboard cutouts. Mike is the only one saving the show. The fights look at best. Like for a return to form for Power Rangers, this was terribly uninspiring.
This was awful. And listen, if it wasn't for us having to review this for the pod,
yeah,
I was ready to cut this off and call it a day 10 minutes in.
Oh no, I believe that. This was this was literally, guys, this was like no stand around it. Between vote episodes and everything all together, this is the last one that touches base on the starting few episodes. So this was had to and scoop it out of here. So this is the last bit. So I don't know. That was kind of.
Yeah, I was just like, bro, I'm trying to push through this but I was already, by the time we even got to meeting the rest of them, I was just like, you know what?
Oh yeah, Jay's not a formidable force to carry on series. I mean, down the line they'll learn that very well later. But let's go into episode 2. Let's finish this out. Origins part 2.
All right, so we get the intro thing, which annoys me once again,
and the narration over again. Yeah. So that doesn't even make the first episode special anymore. They're just doing the narration.
Yeah, and so the next thing we know, we see them drawing their symbols.
Yep. And
with Master G, and so Jaden drew the fire, and Kevin drew the water, and Emily drew the rock,
which landed on Kevin. And for a hot minute, they started beating on the black guy, and I was like, all right, guys, all right.
Mia drew the wind,
and Mike can't draw for shit.
And poor Mike.
That's how you know at least he got a personality. At least he got something to struggle through. Mike was trying everything to avoid doing the drawings and shit like that. But out of that, you got to see mad at his personality.
Right? He was trying to tell Master G, like, listen, I do better with some food than me, so let's go get some food and come back to
who you telling, Mike? That's when I knew I was in love with Mike. I was like, all right, big dog. That's my mood too. Shit, give me some food too.
Right? Master G is like, no, listen, man, if you don't get that dog, this dog goes simple. And then at that point, we know we get. Actually, no. At this point, we get the intro.
Yeah. I said, I said intro, same vibes. And I still, one thing that pips me off every time there's an opening. I hate when there's an opening, the music plays, and then you hear everybody doing roll call. Jaden, Mia, Mike, Kevin, Emma. I'm like, guys, we don't need a roll call. Roll call was never a thing in the past shit. Oh, we need a roll call for your names. Why are you doing this?
Yeah, that irked the crap out of me.
I'm like, cut through the song so I can hear your damn lineup voices. Like, bro, I don't know who you guys are. Just make sure y'all got a personality. I guarantee you I'll remember you. I remember Mike. Everybody else is like, no.
And I'm just like, we know who you are. We watch first up. We don't need you to say every episode who you
are.
Like,
maybe at max, and this is still cutting it deep, but like, maybe the first episode just to introduce yourselves. But after that, good God, guys, no, don't do it again. Don't do it for the rest of the series.
And so, next thing we see Master Xandru, and he's still mad. He's like, I'm still in another world. I need to get up out of here. I need to make this see vibe. I need to do something, man. This ain't it.
Violates the music. Like,
oh yeah, he's like, yeah, that music give me a headache. I ain't with it.
He like, fuck it. I'm aiming to flood them all, drown these motherfucking humans. Yep. I don't like none of them niggas.
Like, bring my ship in here and just run away everything. And then Octo was like, listen, I see in this book basically saying if you cause some evil in the human world, it'll make these seas rise.
Said fear. He sends rivers. So, I mean, you increase that fear, we gonna skating at it.
He's like, all right, bet. I need some goons.
Xandru looked for his goons and they called Scorpiana.
Yep. Like, oh, okay. He's like, they gonna rule the day they mess with Master Xandru.
So after that finishes off, we go back into the student campaign, and then favorite guy of the night entirely, Mike watches as Kevin trains, and that's when we start to get difference of training philosophy between there, because Mike is not down with training 24/7. Kevin is like a freaking drill sergeant who's just on training. He doesn't do anything. Like, training is as fun morning, noon, and night, all he do. And then in the back, all you see is Mike with the big gulp drinking the shit out of that shit, pissing off the hell out of Kevin.
Annoy him. Oh, he's like, time. And Mike is like, all right, let's see what you got then. And then here they go. They about to get to the sparring.
Yup. And then Emily cut right in the middle and said,
that's Mia. Mia's like, yeah, you're right.
See, but that's another thing. The ladies type drag too. But Mia saying Emily is missing, so they got to look for that.
Right.
But before they left, once again, Mike being the foodie that I felt, he was like, I gotta get my food first. I'm like, shit, boy, I'm with you. I ain't about to search for nobody without no food.
And I noticed Kevin rocking that old school Zach haircut.
Oh Lord. Oh Lord. I mean, the boy was already a nerd. Come on, man. He already the black nerd. Come on, man.
Yo, I peeped it and I was like, I wrote a note down to it. I was like,
jeez, Kevin was down bad. They was using him at start. They bugging him. He had a bad hairline. He the drill sergeant, so he a boring guy. Like, this don't add up for our nice blue black guy.
And then so next we see someone get off on the bus, and then we see our highlight of this episode.
Shit, a callback that was well needed. So we got a returning Bulk, aka Uncle Bulk, because he see his nephew Spike. So Skull had a son.
That blew my mind.
Shit. Skull was out here fucking.
Right? I'm like,
wonder who the mommy is, because I got multiple questions. Because Spike felt like he was made in a chemical lab and just copied off his father. This is crazy.
He's definitely Skull's son. Yo.
Yeah, 100%. Uncle Bulk was ready, and he was like, yeah, this is my boy. This is my godson for sure.
Yeah, and comedy ensued, and I was so happy to see it.
That's crazy. Like, he put him on a bus and sent his son straight to his boy. That's how you know that's some real friendship right there.
Yeah.
This nigga said, I ain't done with me and my lady can't deal with this motherfucker, so you go race and teach him the ways of the semi.
Yeah, he's like, Boki, listen, I need a favor.
Shit, that's how they asked him to join the show. Boki, we need you for the show. Everybody drop. You got most of the personality to fill out the whole shit. Why didn't we ask you to be one of the goddamn Rangers?
So the next thing we see Mia, Kevin, and then Emily, right? Yeah, Kevin.
Yeah, Kevin. Well, they're looking for Emily.
Yeah.
Mia, Kevin,
Mia, Kevin, and Mike. Yeah. It was so hard to keep who's who. But
yeah,
anyway.
you always on your number P's and Q's with the names. That's how I know you didn't fuck with this shit at all.
right? Yeah, so Kevin and Mia meet up with Mike, who's got little shish kebab.
Yeah,
like,
shit, mood.
Right? And so they like, did anybody see Emily? Nah, we ain't seen Emily. And then I'm like, Mike, have you been looking? Like, nah, I got hungry on the way.
Yeah, bro, son, I got the shish kebab. I found the shish kebab. Yeah,
and
they get into a conversation battle between each other. They said Kevin's basically saying he's always in training mode. This is how he has his fun and everything. Me and Mike talking about they doing this Ranger shit, but they got double aspirations on the side. Like Mike want a better life. Like he want to enjoy life and shit like that. Mia got the most cardboard shit I ever heard in my life. That probably got motherfuckers pissed off on Twitter and saying that shit. But Mia said she just want a man. I was like,
yeah, and I'm like,
okay.
Oh wow, okay. I'm like, wow, okay. I'm like, all right. So this what we doing?
She like flat out just said, my double life is Power Ranger, and I want a man.
Yeah, so I understand why she don't care, because they giving her trash to work with. So
she looked at that script. She said she want what?
Yeah, so me, I understand, because listen, they shit. I wouldn't put no effort into that either.
He said, God damn, they wrote all the 90s Power Rangers better than this. What do you mean I only want a man? What do you mean I only want to be a housewife? What? Oh, like, Saban, you bullshitting me, right?
Yeah, Mia, I understand if you phoned it in. I completely understand.
You said the check went through? You said the check sent in? You said direct deposit coming into all right. Whatever, I'm gonna read the lines.
Right, I ain't mad at you.
So yeah, they look around and they find Emily training in public. They found
right, and then we get her story in regards to her being the yellow, was not originally being.
She was replacement. She's substitute yellow.
Yeah, and so she's a little shaky on her confidence in regards to being the yellow Power Ranger.
Yeah, she took over from her sister, who was supposed to be the main one. She got sick, and at this point, she's telling this story, and I said, Lord, these guys are so freaking dry. All but Mike is like bad at acting. Kevin is like, nah, bro, no. She's giving a sad story about her sister being deathly ill, where she couldn't fit the only commitment that she has. Like, her and her sister have been training from birth to do this job, and her sister must have gotten fucking it probably as bad as like cancer or something to keep her out of this shit, and she's giving the driest delivery of this shit ever.
And she is talking like this throughout the whole thing without not a bit of emotion. It's terrible.
Was sick, had to miss our support. Now I am sad and so
and seen.
Yep. Check in the mail, right? Direct deposit. All right, gotcha.
Bro, well, at least we got past that and we got back to Boku. At least Bulk out here doing it.
Yo, Spike playing that same Bulk to better himself, and Bulk is trying to train him in the way of the samurai.
And Bulk is making the most of this.
Samurai! That nigga working for his chick. He said samurai.
Right, you can tell Bulk is still in it for the passion, because he was giving a performance.
Bulking it up. That's what it is doing.
Mm-hmm.
Bulking the serious, man.
Bulk was classic Bulk here, and I was here for it. Let me teach you the way
of the samurai. Yeah. See, the most memorable shit is the nigga who's not a samurai talking about the samurai of the samurai series.
Yeah, him and Spike was comedy, and I was here for it. Yeah, Bulk over here with the shish kebab going, yeah, stuff going fly.
Shit. While Spike trying to catch that shit, he like, boy, come on, son, I don't got no change. Don't throw that shit all over the way. I'm hungry.
All right, hitting people left and right, and Spike finally catch one.
Damn, son, he did just like his dad. I don't know where they got this kid from, but man, he got him. Them two working for the check, and the boy who playing Spike, that nigga studied Skull like a motherfucker.
He had to, because he was doing it.
Boy, if this motherfucker working for they check, that's these niggas right here. They should have got some powers just off the rip.
I know, right, yo.
Fuck all that training shit. Giving these niggas some 6th and 7th Ranger power shit.
Yeah, right. So at this point, Spike caught the meat. He put ketchup or hot sauce something on the meat, and the Bulk turned around. He sprayed Bulk with it. He's like, yeah, you're your father's son.
So anyways, back to the other. So Nightlock popped under a gap of a cart. So they popped out of that same cart, and then sensors going off, so they on their way. They use their water technology to find locations.
Yo, this place, I'm just gonna say that ninja place look kind of fancy. Where they getting the money for all this?
I don't know. Ask G what a G thing is.
Yeah, G. I'm like, G, you got bread like that?
Mm-hmm. He said I'm an OG for a reason.
Right.
What did you do in your past life, Emperor?
I wonder.
Is this a long con game to finally get rid of the Rangers all along? To run your own? He said, I got samurais for you, doggy.
Yeah.
This nigga went back in time. This is the history of Grum before he became the Skull.
Oh, man.
I used to be called... I mean, he is called G. Grum.
Right?
I'm telling you, the X-File... Yo, if we had the Elijah soundboard, I would have been going off with the X-File music.
Oh, man.
Whole time through.
Listen, man. So at this point, next we see dry old Jaden then came back. It's like then he go run off, and then Gia's like, yeah, go follow him. They're like, oh,
fight
okay.
the Mugas.
Yeah,
special weapons again.
They did the zoop drawings, which again I don't understand why the monsters just don't blow them up. Why they doing the shoot drawing?
I don't know. Scorpicana and Mugas just chilling. So they all divide up. The rest of the team that's not Team Jaden. Jaden has his moment by himself to fight Scorpicana, and all them niggas is fighting the Mugas. So they show who's less than, who's the major, because I don't understand. They trying to push this shit like early Roman Reigns. They trying to push Jaden on our screen like he's supposed to be some dust shit, but he ain't.
And I thought the way they pushed what's his face in Mystic Force bad. Shoot.
Oh no, bro. We gotta talk to Peter again because this got to be a layaway boy. Troy, Jaden, Nick on the list. It's gotta be the list.
Yeah, because man, this is just. Ugh.
I mean, we did Operation Overdrive. I can't even remember the nigga's name, and I hate him. But that's a long-standing story of why I hate him, and that goes to like the literal ending of the series itself. But man, motherfuckers, all these motherfuckers. We had a slew of bad Red Rings.
Yeah, man, this ain't.
No. No.
So a fight is going on, and they all fighting. They're in range form. They all fighting. They doing all right. They're using their special weapons.
Yeah, we start to have dissension in the team because Yellow throws something too far and throws Jaden off, and Scorp gets the upper hand and start beating his ass.
And then she runs over to protect him from the blast, and the rest of the Rangers join in.
And he slaps him with a tail and whip them all, and they all get knocked out except for Jaden. And then Jaden gives a speech, but Emily is really hurt. Stop pushing Jaden so much.
For real, yo, you're just makes me not like you even more.
Fucking Jaden goes out to save the little girl because they gotta push him a bit more, and then he get a round 2 with Red. Like nobody got enough time to recover, so it's just Red versus Scorp. So they give him his alone time to go fight the motherfucker again. Group focus and really on Jaden's greatness, like a lot. He's fighting and they're like, oh my god, Jaden, oh my god, Jaden, oh my god, he's so good. Even though Emily passed out, they like, yo, fuck Emily, Jaden, oh my god, so great, so good, right. So amazing.
And Emily like, no, don't worry about me, go help Jaden.
They get back into action together and take down Scorp. They spin the swords together in a 5-way slash. So eventually Emily got up to put on her colors and they jump his ass in all the colors.
Alright, stand. I'm like, ah.
Yep. Standard is go. They finish him in part 1, and Jaden said, well, remember, there's a part 2. So Monster becomes big. Monsters just become big because monsters go big. Nobody's throwing no bomb.
Yeah, nothing, right? Nothing makes them big.
They just big now. They like literally just they literally say it's a part 1 and a part 2. So part 2 is happening now. The monster's up and they call in the Zord. And they was like, yeah, let's not fuck around this time, but let's make it a Megazord.
Right. So they put together the Megazord.
Kevin merged. Oh, Kevin. They specifically pointed out that Kevin fucked up. He said the black guy fucked up by making it a totem pole, so it was easy to fall. And then Jaden said, you know what? I'm gonna take over. When Jaden take over, they merged perfectly.
I didn't like that.
I didn't like how they was treating Kevin. I know Kevin was dry as hell, but all this hampering on the black guy in the second episode has already got me looking, what's going on here?
Exactly, man. They already got him with the doggone Zach haircut. They blaming him for the Megazord. I'm like, I ain't like this.
Kevin is the lamest motherfucker in this shit, by the way, how they pushing this shit. Mia is a carbon copy of a stereotype, trying to be a housewife. Mike is, oh my god, Mike is the savior of the goddamn group.
He really is.
Jaden is a dry white guy. Emily is a dry white girl. This team is a mess. They should have hyped up Mike and called it a day. That's who should have been the Red Ranger. All y'all stay in the back.
Right, man. They should have recasted this thing to say that.
I don't know how many. That's scary. Imagine they went through a whole bunch of reshoots and Jaden was actually the best.
That's hard. That's scary. That's horrible thoughts.
So yeah, they formed the Samurai Megazord, and then they got fucking Kevin apologizing. I was like, oh, down bad.
I like I said, you already know I'm already over this at this point. Before we even got to episode 2, I was over it.
Yeah, so this is already making a boiling point. So they bring out the Katana Power Megazord. Yo, the Megazord destroys the city, and these motherfuckers making jokes about it.
Exactly. I'm like,
hope these niggas got insurance. Ha 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 ha. Yo,
right. I'm like,
in the building.
Yo,
at least other Ranger series, they destroy shit. They feel bad about it. They don't make a joke about it, guys. What the fuck?
Yeah, I'm like, they damn, we fucked up the city. Oh man, you guys like,
It's on y'all in the city to pay that shit. That ain't on us. Like, they don't know who the fuck we are.
Like they're saying to build a Master G. I'm like, y'all wild.
Shit, this would have caused my villain origin story too. That's why he probably is Emperor Groom.
Wasting all my money.
Fuck shit. So they also added the addition in of making the putties giant too. So they said in the giant Mugas, so more work in the sky. So Jaden uses form inside to handle. Mugas are done, and they used the Samurai Strike finish score. Because once they had Mugas up there, it divided time up, so they destroyed the Mugas real quick. And then Scorp got big for no reason. He got big and then didn't do shit, and they just destroyed him.
And just sliced him up.
He did more work when he was a small nigga, so I don't even know what the point of part 2 was. So he became big and they cut him up, and that was the end. Yep. They blew him up. So after they blew him up, Rangers get back, and they get back all excited and they was thanked by G. Emily felt bad about the situation she caused, but they was like, no sweat. And then once again, Mike saved the goddamn ending of the episode, because Mike showed off the new symbol that he worked on that brings on the confetti and the music, and he partied and he was dancing all the shit. I like Mike the most. Episode done.
Yep.
That's it. That's it. That's literally it.
Mike out here saving episodes left and right.
Yeah, he probably saved the entire series. And smash cut to a spoiler, because I know the rest of this. Well, I have not watched all this yet, but I know eventually at some point they replace Jaden with a woman, and she's the more known Red Samurai Ranger, because they put her as video game, not Jaden.
Good.
So you know Jaden was down bad because they fucked up. They realized this nigga boring, dry and everything else, so they had to replace him with Laura.
Good. Get him out of here.
And she was the first official female Red on the T-Can, and the first official Red woman leader all in general. So they realized that this nigga was boring, so they had to replace her with something even different in the zeitgeist.
Son was tanking the ratings.
Yeah, shit. By Super, they had to bring on someone else. They said, nah, you got to go. So yeah, my final impression: conflict, Megazord. At least we got the reason for these Rangers to try as hell. Mike is my favorite, obviously. I wouldn't recommend this other than Mike. That's it. Two thumbs down. Terrible crap season. Not the worst I've ever seen, but probably the worst you've ever seen. And calling it a day.
Yeah. This is the worst series for me. This gets toes and thumbs down. I'm like, you can watch the scenes of Bulk and Spike and the Mike scenes, but if you want to watch,
I bet you could go on YouTube for a highlight packet Bulk and Spike and Dax.
Yeah, if you want to watch a Ninja / Samurai series, go watch Ninja Storm. Don't even waste your time with this.
Yeah, we not saying Samurai or Ninja Steel, so okay, they was down bad for like 2 big series until they got to Beast Morph. Then they it was down bad while it was working with Saban. Once Saban handed it over to Hasbro, they was like, we're gonna bring life back, and then that's when Beast Morphers happened, and that was an actual good series. So yeah, they was down bad. They was down bad until Saban decided we fucked up, we gotta leave.
Right, so more of the story of this episode, go watch Ninja Storm.
Yeah. We are this close to naming the episode Go Watch Ninja Storm instead.
Oh man.
Go watch other series instead. I don't know, man. I feel like this is one of those that's gonna probably be a hard naming situation.
Yeah, I don't even know, cause I might let you pick the name this one, cause I got nothing.
All right, so we'll see when that yeah. All right, so closing the book on that. Finally,
closing the book and putting it with the other thing that shall not be named.
There you go. So we preview our next review episode we got up. Hopefully, it's gonna be another guest episode, so it's guest choice. We're gonna have Ryan, aka Lord 69. Let's see if he wants to keep that nickname. And we're gonna be doing Yu-Gi-Oh! Season 2 in a free chat mode, and we're gonna be doing that for next review episode. Hope so. That's the end on that. Just to let y'all know to comment or talk to us or whatever the hell you need from us. We got an email set up at blerdbynature@gmail.com, Facebook and Instagram at blerdbynature, Twitter at blerdbynature, NATRE. Co-host, hit us on YouTube.
So you can find us on YouTube by searching for Blerd By Nature Podcast.
Yep, like and subscribe that. And we got our, as we speak right now, our current episode out right now is covering Zatch Bell as we speak on time. And then our current Vault episode, we are workshop next Vault episode soon, right?
Yes, sir.
Right, that's the outside guys soon. So check out all our stuff. It's anniversary season, so all our stuff is in Zeitgeist. We got like 29 episodes out. We got Vault episodes, got trailers, we got all this stuff. Follow us on all the social medias, catch our shenanigans. We check in checking in. We peeping out everything that could be coming out on list down the line and just working through all that shit. And forever and always grateful for those who support us, and we send out the support going.
Definitely, we appreciate everyone that listens.
Yep. So, any last note before I hit the outro, co-host?
Oh, on this one, no. I'm happy to hear the outro.
All right. Well, on that point, thanks for joining us today from Black Thought to Nerd Power. This is Nicholas, Mr. Go with the Flow.
And this is the man with the plan, Maurice.
And it's another edition of the Blerd By Nature Podcast.
Thank you for listening, everyone, and struggling with us. And until next time, peace.
Peace.